Hey, besties. Welcome back to another episode of the Baddie Besties podcast. I'm your host, Alyssa.
And I'm your co-host, Samira, aka Samski. And today it's all things Black girl.
Yeah.
This is a message to the Black girls, the highs, the struggles, the culture, the wins from the alarming rise in unemployment rates among Black women. And Summer Walker even debuting a new man at the VMAs and just choosing yourself. And the besties, we're just keeping it real about the challenges we face while celebrating the beauty of knowing our worth.
Absolutely. I'm excited. Let's get into it.
All right. So let's get into our first segment here. Black woman work and worth. It's really crazy.
Let's
Because
get into these stats.
we gonna have to get into these stats. You know, one thing about Baddie Besties, we gonna kiki, but we gonna get real here and try to give some value here. But over 300,000 Black women have exited the job market in just 5 months due to federal layoffs and DEI rollbacks. Black women's unemployment rate is at 6.3% compared to the national average of 4.2%.
Yep. Even Black home ownership has dropped from 45.3% in 2024 to 43.9% in 2025. And obviously, we know that Black women in America specifically, right? 60% of Black households are run by women, are headed by women. So losing the jobs and the money that comes with it, like
it's impacting the livelihood of Black families.
Yeah.
So this brings me to, just some conversation and just why are Black women disproportionately affected by these job losses? And just kind of speaking more about like the impact of that.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like history shows, like Black women have always been, having to work 10 times harder to receive anything. And it shows even with the fact that DEI was cut to begin with and that we're getting laid off at incredibly high rates, like 300,000 plus women getting laid off is unprecedented. Like we haven't seen numbers like that in, I think, decades.
Yeah, but for me too, thinking about it, it's not about losing jobs, right? It's
It's bigger than
about
that.
like how households are gonna feel it and just how like the Black kids that are gonna raise up and just the way I see it too is like Black people and being Black women specifically too is we're not playing at the same level and playing field as our counterparts. So when we're losing jobs, and mind you, the most educated, most with like the higher education and most degrees, and to see that we're being laid off, it's like, what is that going to do to the Black kids that are growing up and just their livelihood and their way of life?
Absolutely. I mean, all of this is so systemic, right? It's all within the systems. This is happening on purpose, in my opinion. And even if we think to the fact that 60% of Black households are headed by women, like, and thinking about even things like the school to person pipeline and thinking about all of the Black men that are incarcerated, that the moms are running these houses with their kids and they don't have the men in the house to help have that dual income, right? It's a big deal. Like the after effects, the kids, the issues that it's going to cause for families around the whole country. It's heartbreaking. Honestly.
I know, because she loses her paycheck. When she loses her paycheck, the whole house is impacted. You know, you're cutting corners to make things work, to make it shake. And one thing about a Black woman, and one thing I'm proud, and I was raised by a strong Black woman, they gonna make it work. They gonna make it work, but sometimes why it always gotta be hard? Right. It has to be so hard for us, and it's so annoying. Like life is already hard as it is, but when you feel like, and there's a system that's built for you not to win, it's like, and then on top of that, it feels like there's an attack, right? Like something like this, having this DAI rollbacks, that means they're intentionally rolling back on certain jobs. And it's crazy because I had watched this video yesterday, and I'm actually not going to get into the specifics of this video, but it was like eliminating, what is it called? Universities, affirmative action, for instance, right? So it's like you're not seeing more people of color in universities, into Harvards and like the Ivy Leagues, which sets you up for success, right? So it's like there's just the playing field is just not, we're already not playing at a level like a same level playing field, but now it's like you're intentionally not even wanting us to like enter these spaces because you're taking away certain, policies that allowed more people of color in these rooms.
Yeah. I also feel like Black people have been on the rise. Like, we really have been.
No, and they mad.
Yeah, and they're mad.
Big mad.
Dead ass. Dead ass. Like, we have
mad.
been on the rise. Like, we are eating up everything. And as we should, and we work so hard and we deserve it. So the fact that like there's even systems in place, and that more systems, like things like that we've been fighting for however long, are just being taken away. All that history just dropped in a second, and then seeing the after effects of it, as the months and months go by. I mean, I'll be honest with you, besties. I was actually laid off from my job like in August, like right before we did our pause event, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm full time. I'm happy, and God is gonna bless the steps. But that is crazy. It definitely messed up my plans. And thank God I don't have kids at home, because I really would have been boo-boo crying even worse. Like,
yeah, but imagine all the women that do have
exactly.
kids, and they're
300,000.
They're going to make a way.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing about a Black woman. They going to make a way.
But she shouldn't have to.
I agree. And especially when they have a master's degree or a bachelor's degree and they're overly educated. And honestly,
doing the job better.
They like to say affirmative action, but believe it or not, she's probably overqualified for the role that she's actually in. And you're all sitting here saying like, oh, she only got in because she's Black.
Yo, that pisses me off.
Yo, I think though too, and y'all not gonna like when I say this, but y'all just mad. Y'all really just mad because, like you said, she can do the job better than you. She intimidates your role because she's sitting in it. And you would rather her not be there because she's taking up so much space that it jeopardizes your space.
And ruins your shine because she's smarter than you in this show.
So I think though, maybe there's somebody listening today that just got recently laid off, or maybe is going through this process. Network and mentorship. So just some advice. There's really power in your network, and believe it or not, it goes a long way to message another woman that looks like you, another Black woman on LinkedIn that maybe isn't a company that you're looking for. It takes, like, you could shoot your shot, I like to say, or cold call. Like, a lot of people do like to help. So I would say too, just try to see and like get referrals through people that maybe is working at that company or alumni at your school. Another woman of color, they'll be open to helping. Believe it or not. So also really looking into that, so you're not like left blind. I know right now is a really hard time because a lot of people are getting laid off at the same time, so we're all applying for the same jobs, but what's meant for you is not going to pass you. God has a job that's meant for you, but in this season, my girl, you're gonna get through this.
Yeah, you're not alone. We're in this together. And even, one thing else I want to add is like just trusting your intuition. And, we rely a lot on our faith. So trusting that God does have a plan for you, that maybe there is a silver lining in this. Maybe this is leading you somewhere better, somewhere that is meant for you, somewhere that
you're getting a
safer.
raise. You
get
the
money.
More money.
You get a car. You get a car.
No, but one thing about God, like you said, he's going to multiply. He's not going to put you in a situation where you're losing at the end of the day. And maybe like for a couple months, you may have to take a pay cut just to make ends meet. But like, I know in my heart that God is not going to put you in a situation take you out of a situation to put you in something that's worse. My God is way too great for you to be in a worse situation. He knows that there's something better. But other resources I'm thinking in the top of my head too is like really utilize different networking. I know I mentioned networking, but when I mean networking is like different conferences, right? So like Afrotech, for instance, Black Woman in Tech, like taking advantage of those different groups, like, because there's either
sororities, things like
there's job fairs at these things.
Job fairs.
There's people that are willing to give you a referral out that are attending these things. And there's recruiters there. So like, believe it or not, like you may be able to find your opportunity. Don't be afraid to go to these things alone, or like you're feeling like, oh my God, I have to go to like this conference. Like it could be your opportunity. So you don't want to miss it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. In the meantime, do things like work on your skills, right? LinkedIn Learning is a really good resource. There's local workforce programs, get some free certifications, anything to add into your resume to kind of spice up what you have going on. That's always good.
Harvard is offering free classes and free courses. So that's something, if you add that on your resume, child, one thing, ChatGPT is your friend. Use that and say that little Harvard class you took, you can make it seem like you did a whole sprucing up and like you learned this entire thing and you have a new skill. Because one thing about that, they cannot take away your education.
Absolutely. And if you're an entrepreneur, maybe it's the time for you to take off, girl. This might be your sign.
Yeah. No, exactly. And sometimes God will remove things to be like, okay, you got this. Like, you can do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's get into segment 2.
All right. Black girls know their worth. All right. This is going to be a fun little segment. We going to bring the energy back up. Samira, my girl, did you watch the VMAs the other day? You seen the VMAs? You seen Summer Walker with her new boo?
Oh, yes. Summer went winter, honey, period.
Yeah.
What did she wrote? Her caption literally is, she wrote, "Fuck my type," was her caption.
Yeah.
And it's because her type was YNs, and don't come for me, honey. But that's what the streets are saying. And it's because they wasn't working out. But
yeah. So basically, Summer Walker debuted her new man at the VMAs. She went winter and she's shining. She's happy.
Just for context, if they didn't see it, he's an older Caucasian man. And if you know Summer Walker, in the past, she has dated Black men. And she's had kids with them, and it has not worked out.
Yeah, so she said, "Fuck her type," and she looked happy. She's happy.
That brings me to ask you: how do we recognize when it's time to walk away, whether from a toxic job or a toxic man, or whether to just be like, "Fuck my type"?
Honestly, I feel like there comes a time in your spirit. And everyone is different. There comes a time in your spirit when enough is enough, and you just it don't even click in your head no more. It just don't make no more sense as to why you would continue to be doing the same thing, whether it's staying in the same job or staying with the same man. Like, there comes a time where you can't no more. And I think once it lands for you, because I think before you reach the time where you're ready, you probably know in your heart of hearts that that's not your man for life, or maybe he's not good for you, or this job is toxic or whatever, and you need to leave it, right? But you may stay longer. But there will come a time where it hits you and you're like, this is not computing. The math isn't mathing. This is crazy. I'm out of here. And you go, deuces. What do you think?
Personally, for me, is the minute it doesn't serve you. Normally, I don't wait till it gets to that point.
That's good. That's a healthy
I don't wait till it gets to the point where it's like, I have no choice but to walk away, and I feel it in my body. I feel like the minute it doesn't become conducive for your growth, it's time to walk away.
Absolutely.
And it's time to choose yourself, because at the end of the day, this life is short. And I think one thing life and just
that's true.
News has been showing us is like, you don't know when your time is coming, and why waste your time in something that's dragging you down and just not helping you grow. And one thing sometimes I have to realize, and I set pause. I'm like, we have the power. Like, if you don't like something, you could literally leave and change at every moment.
Anytime.
You have the liberty to just if you're not happy in that job, you could walk out. If you don't like what's going on, you could literally, you don't like that relationship, you could walk out. There is no reason to stay in anything that you don't want to. And sometimes I think we forget that. We feel like we're stuck in a situation. Bitch, you're not stuck. You're not gum on the ground. You're not gum where you gotta pull it. You are not stuck. And I'm here to tell you are not. It's not gum on the ground where it's stuck or it's under your shoe and you try to take it out. You're not.
You can just walk. You can just lift your foot up.
You literally, it's as easy as, you're not stuck. You can just simply
just lift your foot up one after the other
and get out of the situation that you're in. Yeah. And I think that's the power. I'll realize when I was, in corporate jobs, and I'm like, I hate my life. And it feels like, and obviously I needed that for my financial freedom, and I needed that to live. But now that I'm in, pursuing this dream with you, bestie, I realize I don't need to sit in a situation that doesn't serve me.
Yeah. I agree. Y'all heard it here first.
Never stuck like Chuck, okay? Period.
I got another question for you.
Ask me.
Okay. What are the red flags we can't ignore and the standards that we refuse to lower?
Red flags we can't ignore is a man that that does not treat you right, a man that does not put you first, and a Van Cleefy man, a baddie. We spoke about this in our game show episode. I can't stand a baddie man, so that's
That's a red
100% a red flag. If he trying to take his mirror selfies and he's worried about his Van Cleef, for me.
Period. She said, well, walk away. If you see it, run for your life.
In terms of standards, we refuse, standards, growing up, and shout out mom, she has taught me, this is one thing, I have this ingrained in my brain. There's always going to be somebody prettier than you, taller than you, shorter than you, skinnier than you, has a better job than you, more money than you. Like J. Cole said, love yours. He said, love yours, honey. So in terms of standards, right, you need to know who you are and feel true in yourself, right? This is my skin, this is my face, this is who we are. A lot of times we want to change who we are, and we want to, and mind you want to do that, do you, sis. I'm not for, you want to do you. I have no issues with that. Embrace. But my biggest thing is embrace who you are. And what I mean by that is internally. You can change all this externally, but internally, that is you. There's no changing that. So when it comes to maybe there's a man that's trying to change who you are. There's a man that's saying you're not good enough and you don't know your worth. That is a standard you cannot ever lower.
Period.
Ever.
Mic drop.
Ever. You got to know who you are, and no man could tell you different. Child, some of these men, I don't know what's going on with them.
They need Jesus.
That they do. They do. And some women will get lost in that.
Yeah.
They'll get lost in that sauce, and you have to, and I feel like since my mom ingrained that in me, she taught me to never let a man, I mean, if anything, sometimes even myself, because sometimes we're even our worst. We could be our worstest,
enemy
sometimes. You need to know that you're enough.
Absolutely.
As you are.
Absolutely.
So, anyways, last question here. How do boundaries protect both our hearts and our careers?
I love me some boundaries, okay? I love me some boundaries. Boundaries protect our hearts and our careers because without them, we let everything in, right? A boundary is not a wall. You're not blocking everything out, but it's having that discernment because... a boundary, it protects your heart from, let's say, the wrong man or just a situation that you shouldn't be in.
Yeah.
You're able to say when enough is enough. You're able to, like you said earlier, you're able to know who you are, know and be proud of who you are and the confidence in what you stand in, know what you deserve. And when you are receiving treatment, whether that's from a man or whether that's in a job, or even a friendship, right? Any type of treatment, when you're receiving treatment, I don't deserve this. This does not equate with me at all. You have those boundaries to either manage the relationship to make sure that it's still safe for you, or you remove yourself completely.
Yeah, 100%. Honestly, I can speak on the relationship part, but I actually want to go more into the careers in terms of boundaries.
Okay.
Honey, trust me, some people, they go above and beyond for their job, and I get it. But the check don't look different on Friday. Some people, they be mad stingy, or they're going above and beyond. They're killing themselves for a job. Baby, let me tell you.
Tell them, girl. Tell them.
You're just a number to them, okay? If something happened and God forbid you are not on this planet tomorrow, they will put up that job profile to hire somebody else the next day. So and United is such a great example. That CEO got shot in broad daylight in New York, honey, and they had his job for the CEO the next day on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So this is 100% when I tell you to set a boundary. So if you're done at 5 p.m., you're done at 5 p.m. You said that this is within your job limits and your job description. They try to give you extra and workload, honey. If they're not paying and they're not coming with that check, baby, you need to be like, I'm sorry, this is within the job descriptions, or I do not have the bandwidth. If they've given you too much, use those words. Obviously, hit them with the professionalism, but you can let them know politely that sorry, I do not have the bandwidth today and I will not be doing this. And that's on period.
Absolutely.
So
I think one thing about a job too, they are going to try to test your boundaries and to take advantage of you. Maybe not every job, but a lot of jobs.
No, they do.
I would say 95%.
They're trying to get whatever money, they're trying to get their money's worth plus some.
Out of you. Yeah. So if you don't set those boundaries, you're not protecting yourself. You have to be your own advocate in all the ways. In all the categories.
And that doesn't mean don't do a good job in what you're doing. Don't get that confused.
Do a good job. Don't get fired.
And I think one too, whatever you're putting your name in and you're stamping, right? That's your name, right? So
Yeah.
you want to make sure whatever you're putting out to the world, you're doing it to the best of your abilities and that you're doing a good job. But
What we're not gonna do.
we're not going to do is you're going to overwork me, honey. That's
Mhm.
one thing about me, child. Don't let a job listen to this, child. So, because sometimes I stick to what I'm told. I'm not gonna go above and beyond for no job. But personally, like what I believe in and like my business and my
Mhm.
what we're building, of course I'm gonna go above and beyond because this is my name and what I'm growing. But when it comes to a job and you're clocking in, and I like to say for the white man, like he don't care about me, and just believe I don't care about him. I care about my paycheck. So
You see? Clock it.
I care about my coins, and other than that. Anyways, really quickly, what's one non-negotiable in your dating or work life that proves you know your worth or just like a non-negotiable?
A non-negotiable. Toxicity. Like if we about to be toxic, we gonna be fighting, we gonna be acting crazy, acting single. It's a no for me, honey, in terms of love. In terms of work, if it feels hostile, if I feel like I want to cry, if I feel like you're overworking me and making me do things I don't know how to do and you're not respecting what I'm trying to communicate to you, I'm not about to be doing nothing. I'm gonna be doing the barest of the barest of the bare minimum.
Yeah.
I'm gonna reflect back to you what you giving to me.
You heard it first. I got 2 words for you. Non-negotiable in dating is disrespect, and work life for my work is you think you're gonna overwork me. That's you not, honey.
I don't play about my time.
All right, really quickly, segment 3, fashion and culture. Black women are just not just in fashion. We are the fashion, honey. And Daddy Besties takes fashion week. Oh my gosh, it's so crazy to say.
I know.
Well. We have to say last night. We went to the Forbes and the Rise
Yes.
fashion show,
Mm-hmm.
and that was really amazing.
It
To
was.
see survivors walk down the runway and to see them own it and like wear their clothes so confidently. Shout out Amanda and her work and the Forbes team for believing in that mission.
Yeah.
And including us.
Yeah. It was beautiful. It was a survivors of sexual assault fashion show. It was everything. There was music, there were performances, there was slam poetry, there was
And they
a whole
ate.
fashion show.
It was beautiful.
It was beautiful. So thank them for having us. And I want to get into like our New York Fashion Week prep. Like what has it been like with the luggages?
Oh Lord.
Should I tell them about my suitcase situation that I had at 3 a.m.?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, obviously it's my first time at Fashion Week. I didn't know what to bring. So like I had a carry-on full of outfits.
It's because the girls, and this is obviously no shade, but the girls
they be stepping.
They be stepping.
Yes.
Yo, and I'm like, wow, I'm not ready.
Yeah. They be stepping. Samira came to my house and she had her big luggage and her carry-on and her backpack.
I always have my big luggage.
She does.
No matter the duration of the trip.
She always does. But then I told her I was only bringing a carry-on and she said to me, "You're only bringing a carry-on?" And that shit sunk my heart to my stomach. Not from a bad thing, but obviously it's Fashion Week. She's right. I need options. I need heels. I need to see. I don't know where I'm going to be at when I'm going to be there. So long story short, it was like I was up to like 3 a.m.
She was like,
like
that fast,
anxious,
like the fast emoji where they're like going all around.
Yeah, I was like packing all the stuff from my closet
while I was sleeping.
She was
sleeping while she's like having anxiety.
Yeah, and I had a 6 a.m. flight. She had a 5 a.m. flight.
Yeah,
it was crazy, but we made it. We got our options, and so far so good.
I would say New York Fashion Week honestly is an overstimulating situation. There's a lot of things going on, but this is really about what's in your I think in my advice to that, and maybe I'm speaking to this is for myself to receive as well, is like be in your own lane. Like don't worry about what everybody's doing. What's for you is going to be for you, and where you're meant to be, like God placed you in that place for a reason. So just own that, and you're going to meet the people you need to meet. And one thing that's, you need to remind yourself, this is like, there's one in September, there's one in February. You didn't hit all the spots this year. It's okay. Like you can do it again and you can try again. So You're gonna
Yeah.
be all right.
Absolutely. I know I was anxious. I texted my mom at like 2 in the morning. She was like, "Why didn't you call me?" Da, 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 da. But she sent me like a really nice message just about really just like embracing who you are and like that I'm like more than enough how I am and that I'm beautiful and just like, mom talk. But it really landed for me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? She's right. Like, I already know I'm that girl. I already know I like the fits that I have, like just being confident in yourself. As we're growing, obviously this is my first fashion week. Is it your first one too?
Yeah, it is my
You
first one.
your first New York Fashion
Yeah,
Week.
because technically we were in college
Yeah.
all these times, and then now we're like not broke to come to New York. Child, New York is a pretty petty, honey.
It is.
Yo,
It's
get me out of this
expensive.
motherfucking city. This city taking all my coins,
Yeah,
taking all our coins, our
girl.
business coins. First of all, why every Uber like $30-$50?
It's crazy.
Child,
At least.
I don't know how y'all do in New York. If I stay in the city, you got to be a millionaire because
Yeah.
you gonna walk away. I'm gonna walk away with just my underwear and my bra. Y'all gonna take the shirt off my back and my pants. I actually don't wear undies, but y'all gonna leave me butt naked because that's crazy. It's mad expensive out here in the city.
It's crazy. It really is. And
That's why you gotta hustle.
I feel like Samira and I are always talking about how we gonna get our millions. Last night before we went to bed, we were like, we gotta get $2 million. So you get one and I get 1 million.
I mean, at this day and age, though, you know what's, believe it or not, so
It's not a lot of money.
I know the Powerball. So people were winning
Okay.
$1 million from, I don't know if you saw, it was like at 1.6 billion it became. And then so some people, there was somebody in Worcester, Massachusetts, she won, or I think he or she, excuse me, won $1 million. So in my mind, I went to go play the Powerball. I was like, okay, let me I don't know if y'all do this. Y'all pre-plan. I'm like, at the very least, if they win $1 million, if I don't win the 1.6 billion, I'm like, maybe I'll win the $1 million. So I'm trying to think, okay, how am I going to use this $1 million? Why the $1 million? And mind you, you gotta think about tax. So if I really win $1 million, that's really like maybe 600,000. I'm like, 600,000, that's not really a lot of money because I got my sister's college, I got this, I got that. I'm like, damn. That $1 million, I would blow the $1 million
so quick.
I would blow the $1 million.
Is that sick? Even being at Fashion Week, I'm like, I want couture. I need my stylist. I need my makeup artist. Like,
it's already written.
I'm gonna need it all.
God's already working.
Yeah.
But how does it feel to step in a space where Black women have historically been underrepresented, but still set the culture? How
it feels amazing.
To walk into it now?
It feels amazing. I feel so proud with every step to be in every room that we're in. I feel excited. I feel blessed. I feel proud. And I feel incredibly honored to be with my bestie, two Black girls, just,
two Black girls,
making
first
a dream.
Generation, Haitian, Cape Verdean. We sit here, I'm like, I don't know. We don't know what we doing. I'm like, y'all sending us these invites in the email. I said, you sure you want us?
Yeah.
That's crazy, girl.
We gonna bring the energy though.
They said, but they do. And I think that's about owning who you are. But it's just crazy because you don't see a lot of people, especially where I come from and just they're not doing things like this. So it's really cool too, not only to represent Black women, but to represent our culture too. I'm really proud to be Haitian. So when I walk into these rooms, to let them know the Zoe is here.
Make room. Move over. I love it.
Let's go to some stats real quick. Let's go to some stats.
Okay, let's get into it.
Only 10% of designers at major fashion weeks are Black, even though Black women set global style trends, right? So these designers show why representation matters. And when y'all spend y'all dollars, your doll hairs, y'all love to go give it to some Gucci, Miu Miu, Louis Vuitton, honey. Go give it to a Black designer, honey. That is in here, that's pouring their heart, their soul into their designs. Yes, it's one thing to wear what everybody is wearing, but I'm telling you, the way your dollar would go towards a Black designer, it really goes a long way. So this is just a message for the girlies. I know y'all want to wear your Chanel-y, but y'all need to go support the Black people that are, even in a world that we are setting trends, we are still the minority.
Yeah, absolutely. And 10% is crazy. That is such a low number. And the girls are out here working. So we got to show up and show out for our girls, period.
All right, last segment here. Black girl, be patient with yourself and take a well-deserved pause. So this segment is really about giving yourself grace, embracing your own timeline, and not comparing yourself to others, because society and just social media is a thief of joy, I would feel like. And we go from 0 to 100. We want instant success. We want instant recognition. Child, I know. 'Cause I'm like, dang, I've been working.
I'm tired. Why we gotta work so much harder? It takes so much longer. I'm like, damn, but it's okay, God. I'm gonna keep going, God. Don't you worry. I'm not gonna give up. But I do need a little
We've
pause.
learned though, because shout out if you've been through our journey, we just went on tour with her campus. We're like touring colleges. We're the MC of the tour. What's amazing is that like when we first started this, I could have never thought in our wildest dreams like this would be happening.
No, never.
So real growth takes time, and when they tell you to enjoy the journey, even though, child, that journey be kicking my ass.
I know.
That journey is so hard. It's hard.
So hard.
And sometimes I even find myself like and you have to pause and you have to think like, wow, this is like, I prayed for this. I once like wanted this with all my heart and soul. And now that I'm here, since I'm so worried about the next thing, I'm not really like, I'm not sitting here and taking it in. And like, obviously I'm always grateful, but like when you're in the stress of it, in the thick of it, it just feels kind of stressful, but you don't really take the time to really be like, wow, we did this.
That's crazy.
So patience is a form of power. And the reason why I say this, I'm going to go into it because I know y'all know Alandria from Love Island USA season 7. She's taken the world by storm.
Yes.
But a lot of critics were saying when she took the first week off from the show, she went to Houston, she went and like handled some business and she kind of fell off the face of the earth. Everyone was like, why is she not out at this? No, she's not out at everything. But what does it show when you just wait? You prepare. You let yourself like really take it in. She took that week off. Now she's in every news outlet. She took the VMAs, best dressed.
Yeah.
She's like,
she eating down everywhere she goes.
I know, you see her in People, US Weekly.
Every day.
She
Eats.
So
she needed that pause.
She did need that pause.
And that's a testament. I mean, she took the pause, she took it all in, and then she came back ready. And I mean, obviously, like with Love Island, I feel like everything for them changes so fast, right? So it probably is a lot even to adjust to in the beginning, but like once you kind of get your footing, you get used to it. Now you're kind of riding this momentum and like this is who you are now. But I'm sure her life is tremendously different, pre-villa, post-villa. Like it's a crazy,
and it's
crazy
a lot
jump
to take in. Now you got all these people in your face. Everyone taking pictures of you. She's probably like, okay, hold on.
Yeah. I'm tired. I always gotta be smiling and everything.
Like, I just need to go home and get a home cooked meal, honey. Yes. After a trip, child, sometimes I'm like, dang, I just need me, and shout out my Haitians, I just need me some tea sauce pour legume. I just need me some rice and beans and some stew and just some culture food, and just I need to sit down with my people. Like it's like now you have all, like, especially her, like she has everyone in her face, agencies, PR firms, managers, brands, and it's like, although all a blessing, it is a lot to take in, especially when you came out an extremely crazy experience to begin with.
Absolutely. So. It's a lot. I think she is handling everything with so much grace. Love the girl. Shout out you, Alandria.
Oh my gosh, Alandria, can you teach me some grace? I need that. I need to learn how to pause, and that's why like we created the Pause Festival.
Yes.
Shout out if you were able to attend our event. It's so amazing that it was 500 of you beautiful ladies that came to set pause with us, because we know, and we're going to get into the stats here right now, that women burn out 32% more than men. So high achieving Black women report higher levels of burnout due to societal pressure to perform perfectly. And to see that too, Black women, they are 60%, they lead in the head of 60% of their household. So that means monetarily, financially, they're holding up the house. They need that paycheck. And if so, like, it's going to impact everyone around them. Absolutely. It's a lot of pressure.
It is a lot of pressure. So holding it with grace. I mean, even on Love Island, we saw Alandria, saying when she finally did start, like, or at least it showed from the viewers when she opened up, she was saying that it's hard for her. Like she's been through a lot. She knows how to be strong because she's had to be strong for so long, right? So she knows how to keep it together, but that doesn't mean it's easy. It's not easy, but she shows us that you can take a pause, you can handle yourself with grace, you can move forward, you can do big things. Make sure you take that time for yourself too. Another stat, only 29% of Black women feel fully supported in career growth, highlighting the importance of pacing yourself. This stat doesn't surprise me at all, because support is difficult to find a lot of times as a Black woman. A lot of it feels kind of on your own unless you do find those right spaces, those mentors. But if you don't, you're kind of by yourself.
If we're being quite frank, a lot of these high-paying jobs or the corporate world is predominantly white.
Mm-hmm.
And when you become like when I remember when I went to Goldman Sachs and I had that internship, there's not a lot of people that look like you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you go into these spaces and like you have managers that don't look like you, that don't understand you, they don't know the hardship. So for me,
And you got
I'm
a
not
code switch.
and of course, there's always a code switch when you're in PW, even predominantly white institutions, right? Like, you have to, um, I think it's really hard
Mm.
for me in my mind. It's like, can I blame the person not really trying that doesn't really understand me because obviously they're not in my shoes. So I'm like, I know they can't empathize with me,
Mm-hmm.
but in my mind, I'm like, they're at least what I have experienced in the corporate world, and this is no shade to any corporation, is just that like everyone's kind of out for themselves
Mm-hmm.
and they look out for people that look like them.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't look like them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I feel like it's like, we're just not in the same playing field here and we're just
Yeah.
not on the same level here. So I'm working twice as hard. That same assignment that they gave my counterpart, like I have to do it 2 times better. I have to double check it to make sure it looks and it's correct and maybe add some more because
Mm-hmm.
you know, and it's crazy to say, like, we also don't get paid the same as our counterparts, and
Working
it's crazy. So that's another thing. Make sure it's one thing to also like pace yourself, but it's also advocate for yourself, sister. Like, yes, when you get to that negotiating table, because you can't go back, like you need to go back and say, yeah, this is what I'm valued. Can you come back with this?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's okay to walk away from a situation that does not show your worth.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. So just some advice and tips. Keep a journal of small wins to track your growth.
Yes. Limit your social media scrolling to avoid any unnecessary comparison. Just making sure you're taking care of your mental health. Don't let that social media consume you. Okay. And make sure you're celebrating your successes, right? Because that's something we don't do. We're always hustle, bustle, on to the next, make this coin, do that move, right? But we got to take a moment just to celebrate ourselves.
All right. Last fast round question here. If you had one word to define Black girl power right now, what would it be?
Trailblazing.
Love that.
Mm-hmm. Bougie brunch or block party?
Bougie brunch.
Period.
Dream collab. What your
dream collab? Is Beyonce an option?
It is an option.
Yeah, maybe with her hair care brand. That would be fire.
All right. You already know we may stir the pot.
It's gonna get hot.
But trust.
You just hit the jackpot. Okay. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe. You know where to find us. We love you. Bye.
5 stars.
5 stars. 5 stars.
It's a 5 stars. Bye.